Greetings everyone and welcome to our TimeBlazr challenge for 2022. We're doing a little bit of a summer challenge here to help you with your launch dates. And so if you are somebody that is launching a website this year, or you've got a program that you have spent a lot of time developing and you want to reach the most people possible, then the TimeBlazr is for you. Also, if you are an author and you have a book that you would like to be published, wouldn't it be amazing if you could launch it on a day that aligns with the energy that you have for a more positive result? Hi, my name is Kathleen Horvath-Zemansky. I'm a business feng shui master and the creator of the TimeBlazr business management system. And it is a proprietary calendar system that is based on ancient wisdom. It's been around for literally hundreds and hundreds of years for the affluent, for the imperial families, for people who really have an advantage. So I have decided that I was going to open this up to a wider audience so that we could have a little bit more of that competitive edge. Okay, so what we're going to do today, we're going to kind of go over what we're covering in this challenge, as well as having a peek at the TimeBlazr today. And then there's one very new feature for 2022 that I'm very excited. We actually launched it in beta last year, and so it just for the at the end of December, and so we really want to share that with you as well. And this is the more, I'm going to say, the more spiritual or manifestation. There's several applications that we can use the universal gateway with, but let me show you a few things first. Okay, all right. Number one, let's talk about the contents rule. Again, we're talking, this is very, very appropriate if you are someone who is doing any type of launch. And hopefully all of you are doing launches on a monthly basis, if you will. So that would be, to your advantage to, again, find good dates throughout the year to help you do your launches. So we're asking you to sign up for the TimeBlazr. You can either get a 30-day or you can actually purchase the TimeBlazr membership. You may want to purchase it for one main reason. And then we would love for you to have a product or a project that you're going to be launching, hopefully in the month of June, but very shortly after, if it's not within this month. And then subscribe to my channel. And if you could also throw in some likes and some comments, we would very much appreciate that as well. So we need you to join us every day through the 23rd, and we are broadcasting at 3:30 p.m. Eastern. So the contest is also available for one lucky participant who will be receiving a strategy session with me on using the TimeBlazr for their launch. And what I mean by that, we'll help you choose the dates or best dates available for the launch. But we also want to, be very clear that you have to do all of the work about, what type of strategies you're going to be using as far as email campaigns or discovery calls, depending on what your launch is going to be, advertising, things like that. You have to have already that brought to the table. We're just going to back it up with good days for you. Okay, this session will be recorded and shared publicly. So that's part of, people understanding that when you get this hot seat, it's for learning and training purposes only. Okay. Hi, Antoinette. So good to see you. So you must have purchased the TimeBlazr software or have a paid membership that will have expired at the end of this calendar year or after. And if it expires before, then you just need to renew it before the end of the challenge to win. And then you need to be here every single day. And so now's the time to put in challenge accepted and your name. and then subscribe to our new TimeBlazr channel. And that link is in the description, so you can find it there. And so you'll be now subscribed to both channels, the TimeBlazr channel and the channel that you're watching on right now. But it's a very new channel, and we're looking for your help to help build it. Okay? All right, for all of the contest rules, you just go to this URL that you see on the screen, bit.ly/TB challenge 2022. And then you can find all of the contest rules there. All right, let's go over to the TimeBlazr very quickly. I'm going to make the screen a little bit smaller so you can see the entire month. And that's going to help you just see, and then I'll open it back up just so that you can see that the TimeBlazr and some of the things that we've already covered in the series, you can go back and listen to the previous recordings if you happen to miss them. But we talked about the difference between a green, vibrant day and one that has a little bit less vibrancy, which would be with no color. And then you will also see that there's some personalization with these icons. We talked about how to either get rid of them by going to the None button. You can pre-select, the ones that you are very interested, or just leave by the default setting that we have for you, which would list all of them, but they will only show up on certain days because every day is not a vibrant day. So I think the best day that is really showing up for this person as far as icons for the month is going to be the 30th. And then each month is going to be different. Then we talked about you can download the TimeBlazr either by the year, or you can go for as long as your membership is. You can also download them month by month if you're the type of person that would like to basically have a paper calendar versus a digital calendar, like myself. I'm a very tactile person, so I actually like the paper as well as the digital. So we also have where you go to the ICS. You can either put it in your iCal or your Google Calendar, and it even goes into Outlook through the Apple platform. And then let's also look at the bottom of the screen today. So I'm going to open up the screen just a little bit more so you can see it. And what we're looking at today are these boxes that are at the bottom of your screen. Now, this is a key that will show up on the month view, and then you're going to get a little bit more details in the day view. Now, the manifest for, let me explain a little bit what it is first. Whoops, that's not where I wanted to go. Let's talk about what you would use and how we have defined it is universal gateway, but there's 4 very, very important energetics that can help you. So first of all, let me talk about what universal gateway is. The universal gateway system is still birth information essential. In other words, it's like another chart for you. That is still based on your year, month, day, and hour of birth, and this will also generate a chart for you that will help you in a very profound way. Actually, it will help you to manifest. So this will, and there's a certain alignment that I'm going to talk to you in just a second about, but you really do need to really tap into this. You're using your body as the direction. Now, we talked about this on your astrology chart, how there's other areas that will be defined with your body as well. When we talked about yesterday, when we were talking about your personal power directions, and you find that actually I think it would be better if I just go right to that site and show you again where you can find that. You would go up to the top of the screen, and go to your astrology chart. So let's go over there first so we can explain how your body becomes the antenna. So there's a couple of areas that we talked about. One was your personal power directions, where you can face your computer screen, you can face directionally put your computer in those directions, you can put your body in those directions. We talked about how you could use these not only in your office, but when you're on the road or like at a conference or a networking event, you would just face these areas. Now we're talking about the universal gateway, and we're talking more about the yin meditative law of attraction that we're going to be using with the Manifest 4. Okay, so the universal gateway, like I said, is this is just one, if you will, 1/8 of what a universal gateway chart is. But I decided to put it in your astrology chart because I think it is well worth your benefit to begin to develop the skills of tapping into both the yin and yang of your chart. Okay, so now that we have talked just a little bit about where you can find this on your chart, I'm going to go back to explaining a little bit more about the Universal Gateway. So the Universal Gateway was something that's been introduced to me well over 5 or 6 years ago at this point, but I have been using it ever since. That it has been a game changer as far as tapping into the universe, listening to the universe, and following its guidance. So it's very important that you understand that you still need very much to take action on everything that I am teaching you. So it's very easy. It's very easy to stay up in that universal and manifest and dream big. And I don't want you to stop dreaming big. What I want you to do is I want you to take big actions towards your big dreams. So what we're really trying to help you accomplish through the TimeBlazr system is using every tool available for you to not only get into the inside of reflection and helping you see clearly, because if you're always doing busy work, not taking action, busy work, then you're not really moving towards your goals as easily, right? So what we're really trying to help you do is, yes, find your answers through reflection, but then immediately take action towards them, right? So there are 4 different types of supercharged days that energetics that are going to come and be sprinkled throughout the year. Sometimes you may have 0 manifest days, Manifest 4 days throughout the month, but you may have up to 5, 6, 7 of them. So when they come, don't ignore them. All right, let's go back to the TimeBlazr and have a look at the strategic dates again. And this particular person had a launch date, and they also had an illuminate day in this particular month. But what everyone has available is an illuminate, a launch, a negotiate, or a power day. So let me tell you how to use them. Let me tell you how to search for them. And then we want to make sure that you implement them in the best way that you can. All right, again, let's just stay on the key right now just for explanation purposes. So whenever you see an illuminate, what that means is it's going to be about your self-care. And since you have, access to a minimum of 30 days or up to 12 months from the time you subscribe, basically what it's saying is that you can really look ahead throughout your subscription to find out when these important metaphysical manifestation days will be coming about. All right, so Illuminate is about self-care. It's about self-improvement. It's really, letting go of things that no longer serve you. It will help you enhance creativity. So on a day that this would show up, what I would do is definitely get into that particular direction that it's going to indicate for you for your chart. And I'll show you how to get to that in the chart. We're just defining right now. But what I would have you do is definitely be thinking about what could you do on a day like that would be helping you improve yourself, your self-improvement, as far as how can you be the best that you can be. All right. So this would be, it could be anywhere from, doing some research about whatever particular issue you might be wanting to be better at, or help dissolve and be better at it, a certain attribute in your life. It could be, maybe you want to improve your nutrition. Maybe you want to improve your brain power. Maybe you want to, be better at, retention of some sort of information. So you may want to be doing searches on that and then following that protocol by being in that certain direction. Creativity, in my opinion, leads to money. I think it is a clear path to money. When you allow yourself to be a little bit more playful and creative. So what about on a particular day that you would have this, instead of taking the usual approach of how you might do something, why don't you take 10 or 15 minutes and just literally try to be more playful in your copy that you might be writing. You don't have to send it to anyone, but just like let down all barriers. Pick up a recording device of some sort and just talk into it, and maybe punch out a nice outline for an email sequence that you've been thinking about doing, and be very playful with it. And then when it comes time to writing it, it may spark an idea or two. How about doodling if you feel like you can't draw? How about picking up some colored pencils or pens and just do a quick sketch of some sort. You could also be very creative by doing dance, doing some yoga flow. Just get out of your head and get more into your body. That's what Illuminate is about. All right, so launch, going down to this next term, the launch is more about working on product campaigns, your email funnels, working on new projects, like when would be a good time to launch them. But it is also getting into, initiating, your dreams and aspirations. This would be something that you might even think about. Like when you're talking about your goals, actually launching that idea on a good day of telling people about it. It might not be an official campaign, but the more within reason, because as you definitely want to protect your IP, but tell some trusted people about what you're up to. That could also initiate things going for you. All right, negotiate. Negotiate is definitely about, persuading people to do the things that you want to do. It's actually especially good for legal, of any shape or form, whether you're forging a partnership, whether you're dissolving a partnership, whether you're maybe going after a patent or something like that. This is where negotiate would be very good for you. You're filling out paperwork and telling people what you want. So finding the right words and all of that. This, on days that you have negotiate, you can either be filing that suit, or you could be making a sales pitch from this stage. That's where this could come in very, very handy. Now, the power is actually quite powerful. This means there's some alignment of energies that would show up. These do not show up very often, so if you see multiples of these, it might be a lucky year for you, and I'm really happy for you. But this is where, no matter what you're trying to do, you just have the ultimate force and power. So this is, really quite compelling to be able to use this when you really need that extra help. And even if you don't, when you've got the power, use it. Use it to the good, and that's what we're all about here, but that's how I would like you to use it. All right, there's some definition of those terms. Now let's look at how a person would be using that. So I'm gonna click on illuminate, but it would be it would be for any of these. You would do the same thing. And again, I want to go over to the astrology chart just for a second and just look at this person's main guardian is with their back to the west. Now, I'm not going to go into defining all of these terms. I mean, that in itself is a training. So, all of the animals and all of that is actually a course. But what I can tell you is that, this is the main guardian for everyone that's on the astrology chart. So this could be something that you would definitely be, with certainty know that this one is like being a superpower. So you definitely want to use this. So this one is a back west. Now this takes it to another level where it is aligning other attributes in with the day. All right, so let's look at what the launch is and let's look at illuminate, since we talked about that, and that was yesterday for this person. So as you can see, this one is back northeast. Now, I don't know if you picked it up, but it's worth repeating where I said what's on your astrology chart, which you see at the bottom of your chart, this is 1/8 of your universal gateway chart, if you will. This is another 1/8, if you will, but it is a certain day that happens to be more vibrant versus a general. You can use this for manifesting, if you will. This one is very specific. Where your astrology chart is, I would use that every single day in my meditation if I were you, to start bringing about the things that you want to have in your life. So what this person basically needs to do is they need to go, what I would love to see is they go in the northeast sector and put their back to the northeast. And this will, again, help very much to what we want to do. This would be about self-care. All right, let's go back to the strategic dates. Or the month, let me just go back that way. And then let's look at this launch here. So this one is back to the east. So now you can see that there are 3 different directions. The main guardian, which will say every single day that west is your main force, if you will. But let's add this extra layer. When it's specific like this, I would just go to the east with your back to the east. Why the back to the east? The back to the east is about, this is where, the back of your head, this is where an antenna, if you will, an energetic antenna is available to you. So you really just want to sit, get your mind in a very clear state, if you will. You can do certain things to help you get into that frame of mind. You might be the type of person that can just sit down and meditate, and when you get into that clear state of mind, then you start asking the universe for what you want, and then you basically follow the instructions. You ask the question, what do I need to do today? How can I be better today? What can I do to improve my health? What would be the absolute most specific thing that I can do today to improve my health or improve myself? That to me is something that would be valuable information for me to know. So I'm going to listen to the universe, and then I'm going to do what it says. It may say things like, I want to get more sleep. So maybe it is working on sleep hygiene. So maybe you need to do a little bit of a Google search to help you have more restorative sleep, because this is a Illuminate day, right? So now if this was, this was a launch date. So the launch date, which has already passed because it was June the 5th, I'm just demonstrating the different energetics, if you will. So basically this would be, I'm going to be launching a product or program or service on this day. So this would be just making that announcement or telling some people. Now this might be, I'm going to tell some people about it, but I'm going to wait for a really vibrant day to go ahead and, make my announcement on a green day. Maybe would be a little bit better. We'll show you how to do those filters in just a second. And I see there's some people on the chat. We'll talk to you in just a minute, but thank you so much for tuning in today. We really appreciate it. Okay, so let me go back to the TimeBlazr. And then we're going to go back to the month. And then I'm going to, let me just go back in the month of May and see if this person had any manifest. See, now in this month, this person had 0. Let me go back another month and see if they had any better days. Yeah, so they had lots of Illuminate in that month. So let's also, let me see on the year. This also shows up on the year view, if you will. So, I want you to know that there's also, I don't know how to get rid of that actually, but you can actually see it from the year view. And I told you how to do that. So that's one way that you can also find all of your Illuminate and all of your manifest for, all 4 of them. But let's see, let's just, let me go forward for this particular, and I'm just going to go as far as July on this one, and let's just see if this person, nope, this person does not. So as you can see, these are very special high-powered days. So when they come, you do not want to miss these days. You want to make sure that you have some sort of alert that shows up, that you really are tapping into this important energetics. So that might be like, oh, I really have something that's coming up that I need to launch. So here's what I would do. I'm going to go now to the search button that was in the middle. I might have been fast for those looking on a different screen. So I'm going to go back to the month again. In this, if you're looking at my cursor, right above the blue bar, right in the middle, there's a search. Go ahead and hit search. We've already talked about the 5 structures. We've already talked about the activators. We talked about the values. So today we're going to be talking about these manifest 4. And here you go. Here's your Illuminate days, your launch days, your negotiate days, and your power days. So since we're talking so much about launches in this challenge, let's go look to see what launch dates this person has. So as you know, this is a personalized system. So it is going to take a little bit of time for the program to go through your entire TimeBlazr to find these dates. And voila, here they are. This will, and here's an interesting piece I want to tell you about as well. On this particular day, on August the 9th, what a beautiful day that person has there. Because not only even though it's a 1-star, it does have money. Yes, we do have this warning sign there that an important meeting should be definitely, watch all of your communications during this time. We have a wellness, so you should be top of your game as well. And then we have the positive influence. We love this quick action. Revitalize, green light, leadership. So it's beautiful. And then we know that on a green day, these negative influences diminish somewhat. But on this day, not only do we have a launch, which means good day to launch something. This would be a superb day to launch. Now, we'll have to see what times once we click into it, but it's also good for negotiation, which I feel is good for sales because you're persuading somebody, right? So before I would do the launch for sure, I would be putting my back to both of these directions, spend a little time getting yourself ready for the day, if you will. So let's go into this day and see what is available. And it might not be anything. I did that whole build up and there might not even be a good time. But that's okay. That's where we can say, all right, this may not be my launch date, but I'm definitely going to start looking at building the energy to get to my launch. All right, I'm gonna go back to, and I'm gonna hit the back screen on this one, and I'm gonna go back here. So here we now have, and we also have to look at the type of day. An open day would be very good for a launch. Destruction day, not so much. So on this one, I'm going to say I'm going to eliminate, because unless I'm doing some sort of dissolving of a, maybe it's going to be like a blowout, I'm closing this division of the business, then I would use it. Otherwise, because this would be a fabulous closeout, we're closing up the doors and we're finished doing business. I wouldn't use it as your close cart because it's destroying. We don't want to do that. We want to use this for when you're really finished, done, can go to the shredder because we're not doing any more work on it. So we're gonna skip on that one. Sunday, not such a good day. And here's the thing, you guys. It is not easy finding a good day. This software, I'm telling you, is a godsend, because when I first started doing this type of work 22 years ago, there was no software. And manually, you had to go through each and every day, and how does that match up with your astrology? So now you actually have the software, like I'm right there selecting for you. You just have to go through some common sense steps. And some of the common steps are going to be, you're just going to have to play around with the software to find the good days and times. And it is well worth it if you've got an important product, service, program, announcement, website, book launch, pivotal to your success. All right, let's go back to the site again. So I'm choosing probably not to do a Sunday, and it's an avoid day, and it's a white day. For launches, I'm sticking to the green. Green means go, all right? So now we've got Friday, September the 2nd. Beautiful day here. Before I get too far in this one, let me hop inside and see if we have some good hours to launch. Yes, we do. So we're going to talk about this day as a potential launch. Okay, let me go back to, I'm going to go back to this screen just so we have this one line that we want to be talking about and how and why this would be such a good launch. So here's what I want this person to do, and you would be doing the same as well. So starting as soon as possible, you're going to be creating your program, setting out, writing your sequences, getting your social media. You're going to start manifesting building your list, getting your JV partners in line, your affiliates, that kind of thing. You're going to get all of those things lined up, and you're going to be using good days and times to do that, right? So Tuesday, August the 9th would be a superb time to start looking for opportunities and sitting with your back on both of these directions, as well as creating maybe a slideshow that when you have discovery calls with your affiliates, you can just go through the slideshow and then be ready to set up your affiliate links with them when the time comes. You can still use these, and how I would use this, again, we're kind of marrying the energy together. What habits, what things do you need to destroy to get out of your way, so you get out of your way, so that you end up getting the things that you want. Also, I do want to point out, we've already talked about the teal days. When you see teal, things happen very quickly. When you see either big spender, like you see on the 17th, or voluminous, you're going to see that people are more willing to spend money. And then when you see on the 17th here, you see this word benevolence. This is kind of make a wish, and you've already got manifest going for you. So this is where you can start, really projecting out what you want. This I would just use for meditation, and now, ta-da, here we are. We're going to be doing a launch on this day. So this is perfect for starting new projects, marketing the JV partnership, signing contracts, and all of that. And then it's also a good wellness day. So we would do back to the east and back to the southeast. So let me show you how I would use this. I'm an early riser, so I probably would be up because it's a 1 star. This is not my TimeBlazr, but if it was, there's a 1 star here already telling me I connect well, this person connects well with this particular hour. I would get up, maybe grab a warm beverage, and then I would sit in these 2 directions to get the day kicked off. Then either between 11 and 1, oh, look at this beautiful day. This is what I would do. All right, so I would be sending out that last minute email between 11 and 1. We're starting in, 2 hours or whatever. Then I would start the, your training, your webinar, whatever big announcement that you're going to be doing. You might be doing a speaking engagement. And check this out. It has the quick action during the monkey hour as well as throughout the day. So remember, these positive and negative influences go throughout the whole day. So for example, this quick action could also trigger devious intent because it goes over the whole day, or strings attached. So that's why we want to stay within the positive energy, right? Okay, so if your program or your launch is going to be this 2 hours, I would definitely go within the 3 to 5. If it is going to be longer than 2 hours, it's still very good. But if you can make your offer before 5 o'clock and finish your offer before 5 o'clock, and then maybe do bonus material, and you can give a last chance to buy and things like that, that certainly would be very, very acceptable. But this is a beautiful day to do a launch. Now, it may not be for you who are tapping in right now, because there might be a clash to this particular day, or and then there's the, oh darn it, I already have another obligation on that day, so you can't do that particular day that we're mentioning right now. But that's where I spend a lot of time in planning and really figuring out the timing along with all of those activities that are going to help you along the way. Okay? All right. Let's head on over to what's happening over here in the chat. So, hi, Vino Banks. So you're a fire rat. Wow. So a fire rat, that's sort of already a heaven and earth clash. Excuse me, a water fire clash, because fire is on top and water is on the bottom. And the clash could also work out beautifully for you. So I want you to think about a sun in the sky and then a beautiful big body of water, like the ocean, or a huge, body of water that maybe you can't even see across a lake or something like that. And that sun beating down on that water, and it's just making the waves dance like diamonds on the sky. That's you, Vino. Hopefully that's where you're at. So my chart is ridiculous. Everybody, okay. When people say this to me, I've heard this comment quite a bit. One is, oh, I hate my chart. Oh, what can I do to change my chart? There really is nothing to do to change your chart. What you can do is change you. And what I mean by that is when you fully embrace your chart, we talked about the astrology quite a bit yesterday. So if you haven't seen that video, you may want to go back and watch that. It really was more about navigating and what the astrology means on as far as the TimeBlazr is concerned. So what's important for you to understand is when you live your chart to the fullest, you will have less problems. When you understand that when we have these annual energies coming in, we're currently in the water tiger, how well or not you play with the water tiger is going to help you understand what are your strengths and what are your potential weaknesses every single year, every single month. And truthfully, this is what the TimeBlazr does for you. It helps point out your good days. So it's not just about finding a good day, it's also avoiding some of the challenges, okay? So Vino, don't go away. We're here to help you, okay? All right, let's see. So glad you're here. We're in the last few days of this particular challenge. What I would say is go ahead and definitely look back at our other videos in this playlist, and I'm sure there's a playlist that is down in the descriptions that you can find, but you found us here, so it's that same playlist. So I'm not doing live astrology charts on this challenge. What we're doing is TimeBlazr, but it is definitely attached to your astrology chart. So Vino, if you haven't already, you need to get your TimeBlazr. Hi Dawn, you're a Yangwood dragon by years and hours, so you have 2 dragons in your chart. So I will address some of those kinds of comments. So we only really want to see 1 dragon in the chart, and so you have a big birthday probably coming up if you're a wood dragon in 2024, because it's a big year, not just for you. It is the official year that we go into period 9. I may or may not tell you about a little bit more on period 9 on the last day, because we're going to roll right into some very interesting information right after this challenge. But a Yangwood, the dragon itself, we only want to see 1. Why? Because it's such a powerful animal in the zodiac. As a matter of fact, it's the only mystical animal in the zodiac. So it's a very high power. I always talk about the high power, ever knowing. Like they can see and feel things that we don't even experience because we're a compilation of farm animals and pets and things like that. So if you've got a monkey or a horse or a pig or a dog, these are animals that are on this plane. A dragon is not. So it's very high power, but you have to be very careful of something that we call self-sabotaging, because it's such a strong energy, you may end up finding that you make some mistakes and you're just like, darn it, I wish I wouldn't have done that. So you have to be careful. And there's 4 animals that fall under the umbrella of self-punishment. One is a dragon, there's a horse, a rooster, and a pig. You only want to have one of those 4 animals that I just mentioned in the natal chart. And so there's going to be years that's going to happen, like in the year 2024 when that wood dragon, you're going to automatically have 3 charts, 3 dragons affecting your chart. So learn now how to be in commune with the dragon instead of self-punishment. I think that's a good way to say it. Hi, Joanna. Good to see you. Hi, AMBA198. Love dragons. Very good. Very good. So is that 1988? I'm not sure what that you're asking me there. And Brianna. Hi, Brianna. How are you? It's where I'm at, and I've got lots of retrogrades. So retrogrades, by the way, is more of an Western astrology. It's not saying that it doesn't affect you. What I would say does maybe affect you is when you have like a clash or a punishment, that kind of thing. When certain animals show up, that's where it definitely can have an effect. I'm involved in an esoterica, and I'm trying to steer this though, and it's been a few years. I study here, so thank you for your consistency. Oh, well, thank you for following, Dino. You know what? It is a very, very, very challenging time, actually. When I've been talking about period 9, that's one of the reasons we have this unsettling. So when you think about when something is finishing and something's not quite started yet, it's the shifting of, trying to finish up one thing and going to the next. Another way this can show up, for example, let me go back to the TimeBlazr site and just get on the astrology portion. So when you look at these luck cycles, and I want you to look at your luck cycle right now and look at this box. If you can see where my cursor is, there's a little gray box around where it says current luck cycle. So that's where you're at right now. And then look to see where you're at in that luck cycle. Are you just beginning that luck cycle, or are you at the end and ready to start another one? Endings and beginnings can be hard. So, for example, I am changing luck cycles. And when do you change your luck cycles? Right at your birthday. That's when you transit from one luck cycle to the next. This person, when they turn 42, they will go into this next luck cycle of a Yang Earth Tiger. But for right now, they're in the Rabbit. So depending on how old this person is, this will determine that. But what we're talking about is a big, and I mean big, seismic shift when it comes to a 20-year, and this is affecting everyone. Going from period 9, which is Earth, and going into period 8, which is Earth, going into period 9, which is fire. And fire, I've been talking about for the last couple years, are about metaphysics, entertainment industry, women in business, women's empowerment, targeting women in business, the beauty industry. But it also has some very negative in spirituality, and it also has some very negative, like, unfortunately, war. And we're seeing it played out on the national theater. Unfortunately, we're gonna see sex trafficking and stuff like that. We don't want to see that, obviously. That's like, that's the nasty part of period 9. But we also have if you're in technology, this, technology and metaphysics. That's what I basically am doing. So what can you do to get positioned for this period 9? But I'm telling you, what's happening in these last few years of spinning out, it's sort of foretold that there's going to be a clearinghouse. How did the universe take care of it? Well, we saw it in health. We're seeing it, like I said, we're seeing it in war-torn, Ukraine. We're seeing it, a lot of political rifts. That's another thing. We're going to see a big shift globally, big shift in power. Let's hope it's on the good side. It's to be seen, because the arms deals are pretty big, but you can also actually see kind of the direction of which we're at. So I'm here to do what I can to bring the goodness to the world, and hopefully we can balance with followers like you in sharing this message to bring about the good in the world, because we can do it. I'm telling you, small businesses are really on the being attacked, and I think that's pretty much global as well. The disparity of the extreme wealth and poverty, and the middle class is shrinking. So let's at least try to be on even if it's on the bottom end of prosperity versus on the poverty side, let's try to at least get a little bit from the wealthier side, okay? But that means we have to stay involved with this process. So even though it may seem like it's a tough time, what are the lessons you're learning from it? If you can stay above the fray as this is happening for me and not to me, you will, I assure you, you will have a life that is worth living. Okay, so let's really keep on that. All right, let's move on here. So Vino, stay with us, okay? Brianna, you are a Yang Fire monkey. I am too. So yeah, what is up with that? So if you are a Yang Tiger monkey, the water tiger and you are having a big discussion. So the water tiger, you know what I think? I don't think I want to see if I can pull it up right now, because it would just be too hard for me to pull up the annual chart for 2022. I'll try to remember to pull it into the slides for tomorrow or Thursday, but there are 2 water tigers in the annual chart, and this is where I base a lot of my teachings, because I believe the annual energies have such an impact on us that we're crazy not to acknowledge it and what's happening. But literally there are 3 tigers in the annual chart: the year of the water tiger, the month of the water tiger, the day of the earth rat, and the hour of a wood tiger. So the monkey and the tiger are on opposite sides of the zodiac. Therefore, there's 3 tigers, especially those 2 water tigers, are attacking the fire monkey. Why? Because water puts out the fire, and then the monkey, which is metal, chops the wood. But the monkey is exhausted because it's got so much wood to cut through, and the blade's getting dull. And Brianna, I'm not here to frighten you, but the month of August is the month of the monkey. So it is probably one of the tougher months. But aren't you glad that you know that, versus going, what is going on? So this is how you can prepare, knowing, do I go full force in the month of August, or do I do a little bit more of research and development? Those are the things that you will come to learn when you follow some of the stuff that I do, like my annual event or my program. So, we're just really talking about the TimeBlazr. So I'm giving you some bonus material that is truthfully, not with the software, because what we're talking about is the software here. So anyway, well, we're glad that you love monkeys, Vino, because there's lots of monkeys here. And the Trinity, very good, Vino. So you have a little bit of astrology background. The rat, the dragon, and the monkey create a trine, or what we call a three harmony, and that makes water. Do you have access to a monkey? Do you have access to a dragon? You can through the TimeBlazr. And we talked about the three harmony, I believe, one day last week. All right. Antoinette, sitting in the South sector helped me today after 3 months of opposition in the hour of the horse. My month is a horse. Okay, yes. And again, this is bonus material that goes back to my annual event. But we talked about how the South is super important in 2022. Why? Because it has the Flying Star 9 that is showing up in that sector. And so we are positioning ourselves to get ready for period 9. And one of the things you could do is be in the South, put your body in the South to help you along the way. And this particular month, it's it's pretty good to sit there. So good for you that you felt that. Because for those of you who did have monkeys, tigers, and snakes, whew, the month of May could have been pretty interesting, right? Brianna, yes, I do offer chart consultations. Alice, if you could put the put our booking link in the chat, that would be great. Okay, so again, I am not doing the chart. We're not doing charts in this. We're just talking about the TimeBlazr, but you can definitely get your chart through our software. When you sign up for the software, it's baked into the software. I'm a metal day master, fire monkey on the year pillar. So you are a fire monkey too, same discourse with you. And then the metal day master. So the metal, another bonus piece that I'm going to give you right now. We have 0 metal in the annual chart. It has all of the other it has 4 of the 5 elements, but it is actually 0, void of any metal in the chart. So what is metal to you? How you find out how well you would be doing as far as this is concerned, go over to your astrology chart again. And then you look right here on this dial. Here, for this person, metal is creation, but what is it for you? So for the person who said metal is my day master, I can say right here, then you look at networks, because that's what that will be. That will be your networks, is right there. So, but for some of you, it may be something different. And let's see, let me go back to, all right. So the links are below, Vino, to sign up for the subscription. Thank you, Vino, for the comment. Do I see a ring? I don't know what you're talking about. And those are comments for me. Okay, all right. I think we have come to the end of our program today. So here's what I'd love for you to do. You're so welcome, Brianna. Thank you so much for showing up today. What I would love for you to do is definitely put in, remember our contest rules. We have challenge accepted in your name. And you're going to want to show up tomorrow. And our last day is going to be on The last day is going to be on Thursday, and it's a remove day. So you know how I love remove days. I've been talking about them, and we're going to do just a little bit of we're going to be doing a little bit of a remove day, like what can you do with remove days. So it's going to be a hands-on. So what I'd like you to start thinking about for tomorrow, what are your questions? Questions to be answered. You can put them in the comments below, and then we will come back and pick those up from there. Then we are also going to, on the remove day, what we're going to be doing is what project can you complete in, I'm going to say in an hour's time. I'm not going to keep you more than that online. So is it like, do you want to clean up some email? Do you want to clean up a photo stream? Do you want to clean up a physical desktop? Or are you going to take maybe one drawer of, we want this to be a success. I want you to feel and experience what it's going to be like using a remove day. Now, truthfully, you have to kind of look at your TimeBlazr to see your local time where, the hours are at. We'll go over that on Thursday, but just know that it's going to help facilitate you getting one thing off your list that's holding you back. Because I tell you what, some of those little niggly things are the ones that can hold you back. All right, I've got last 2 slides for you, and then I'm going to let you go. All right, here is that URL that we had talked about, and I know it's in the comments and in the description below. But here is the TimeBlazr software that we have spoken about. And we are also very, very proud to announce that we have the app as well. And so you can take us on the go and do your, scheduling and things like that by the TimeBlazr way. So we're going to see you tomorrow. It was fun hanging out with you today. And thank you so much for following. Please share this link. Help us build this channel so that we can obviously continue to do this type of work with you and for you. And we'll see you tomorrow. So have an amazing rest of your day, and may good sheep follow. Take care. Thank you. Bye.